What is happening, people? Welcome to TeamBoydTV presents GameTime. I'm your host, Big Q.
And I'm Bernie B.
All right, so before we get into bashing my Carolina Panthers and stuff, let's go into this. Again, this episode is brought to you by SatelliteDirect.com, mobile live TV streaming on your mobile device or PC to get your live sports and stuff. So it's almost playoff time. If you ain't got the application yet, go ahead and download it. The link is in the description below. SatelliteDirect.com. What's on tap?
Okay, so as far as we go with our picks, we both this week were 12-4. So we don't change any in terms of our gap. You're 167 and I'm 110.57. So.
Okay. I ain't gonna say that about it. I ain't gonna do it. It's been awful, but that's okay.
Okay, so we want to talk about our picks from last week?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Thursday night game was Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
Right.
We both had picks. Tampa Bay at Jacksonville. Jacksonville got that.
Right.
New Orleans at Tennessee. New Orleans. Philly at Miami.
Right.
Philly. Oakland at Green Bay. Of course, Green Bay. Indiana at Baltimore. Indianapolis at Baltimore.
Right.
Baltimore got that. Atlanta at Carolina. Atlanta.
Wow.
Houston at Cincinnati. Houston got that. KC at New York Jets. The Jets came out with the win.
Right. Right.
Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit got that. New England at Washington. New England. Chicago at Denver.
T-Bow time.
T-Bow time.
Oh, yeah.
Then it was San Francisco at Arizona. Arizona squeaked that out with a 1-point win.
Yeah.
Buffalo at San Diego. San Diego got that. New York Giants.
Yes. Oh, I guess that was the Cowboys game, right?
Yeah.
So this is an interesting story, right?
One more game.
Oh.
St. Louis at Seattle. Seattle.
Oh, well, you gotta put that game in there. Yeah, but anyway, I was thinking about this, just like after the Cowboys New York Giants game or whatever, go on YouTube and one of our friends, the Odysseus 23 Desert Eagle dude. Look, if you ain't seen the video, you gotta look at the video. Dude is declaring himself a free agent because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. After watching it, click the link that's gonna be up on this screen over here. Just click the link, watch the video. Dude is hilarious. I was laughing so hard. And he was serious. He kept a straight face the whole time. It was awesome. Yeah, so that was good. I think, with two of those games, the Denver game and the Giants game, had me on the edge of my seat. It was a lot of high drama. It was good stuff, right? Good finishes to both of those games. Terrible finish to the Carolina game, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. You know what I mean? So this is what I got as far as fantasy leaders. If you thought the list was crazy last week, check this one out, right? And with a quarterback situation, I got Tony Romo as the #1 fantasy quarterback for the week.
Really?
#1. He actually had a pretty good game. This is, typical Dallas fashion.
Yeah.
They lost, and then you got Matt Ryan, ran the score up on the Carolina Panthers or whatever.
Right.
And then had Mark Sanchez, Tom Brady, Jake Locker. Guess who's not on this list this week?
Eli Manning.
Okay, besides Eli Manning.
Aaron
Rodgers, right? Yeah. Running backs, we got Maurice Jones-Drew, which that was no surprise. Sean Green, Brandon Jacobs, Ryan Grant, LaShawn McCoy, right? Wide receiver, we got Marcus Colston, Julio Jones, another one. They the whole Falcons squad is on the list because they was playing against the Panthers, right? Antonio Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, and Lawrence Robinson, tight end. Guess who was still the #1 tight end? Yes, the Grunker. He's still doing it, right? Antonio Gates, Brandon Pettigrew, Greg Olsen, Jake Ballard. So we got one Carolina Panther that made the whole entire list this week. Defense, again, still a little weird. I mean, I see some names on here that I wasn't really expecting to see. #1 name I didn't expect to see. Well, #1 defensive fantasy leader was Jacksonville. Then Detroit was on there with Noah Ndamukong Suh, right? #2. Philadelphia has made the list. San Diego, and this is one that I didn't think I would ever see on this list. Green Bay Packers.
Really?
Yeah, Green Bay Packers, right?
Wow. Who they going against?
Oakland, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. So, in the news this week, a couple interesting stories. Everybody, if you don't know by now, James Harrison hit on Colt McCoy. They wanted to suspend him for a game. versus, finding them again, And today, or was it yesterday, his appeal got denied, right?
Today.
It was today, right? On Friday, so the appeal got denied, so he will serve his 1-game suspension this weekend, right?
Yes, and they play Monday against San Francisco 49ers.
Right, so he won't be playing. Now here's this situation about this one. We spoke about this one the day that the suspension came out. You want to know why they didn't just fine him again? Right. Of course we talked about it. It's like, well, how many times can you find this guy?
It's the way he talked on Twitter and other social media after he got suspended one game. It's like he doesn't care.
Right.
He's not going to change the way he plays for nobody.
Well, I think him talking too much is hurting him. But I kind of understand where he's coming from. It's just the fact that he's a defensive player. This is what they do. They hit people. Now, I ain't saying that they have to go out and headhunt people and try to take people out, but that's their job. That's what they get paid to do. They get paid to hit people. And basically what he's saying, without sounding like real ghetto and just straight up ignorant, is that this is what they pay me to do. Why should I change it?
And that to me is where the problem is that if these things don't come from the owners and the coaches and whatnot, right. they say, oh, we're going to miss him for one game, but they still go out there and be like, yeah, knock that dude's block off.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where it has to come from. I don't think suspending him and finding them is the key. I think it has to come from the coaches.
Right.
Start finding the coaches. Start finding the owners and saying, if your team plays like that, you get fined. We're going to take some perks away from you. Then I guarantee you it'll stop. Stuff has to come from the snowball or from the top down. I'm
all for player safety. I'm all for that. I think this is, we definitely need to protect the players who play the game, defensive players and offensive players. But it's still football. It's still,
I don't want to see him play pancake. I want to see him hit one another.
Right. It's definitely still football. So changing it, I'm pretty sure at the end of the season we're gonna see another rule change.
Of course,
it's ridiculous, right? Moving on though, so. We had, was it last week or the week before, we had Mr. Jack Del Rio getting, showed the door down in Jacksonville. Not because, well, maybe it was. Basically, they were going under a new regime. They selling the team, blah, 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 trying to change things over. But this week we had Tony Sperano and Ty Haley joining.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So the Tony Sperano thing, I think everybody kind of saw that one coming. Ty Haley, that one kind of surprised me a little bit, even though his team, they suck real bad this year. But
his starting quarterback is hurt. They had Jamal Charles who got hurt.
Who carried the team all last year.
You really can't, to me, judge a coach when he doesn't have the personnel on the field.
If you think about it though, they were doing pretty good before Charles went down. And when Charles went down, it was over.
Right. That's the thing with anybody. You can coach, but if you don't have the talent on the field, you can't win football.
You can't. I'm just saying, foreign coaches this close to the end of the season, and I guess it's a competition between the teams that want to get their coach out, and so they can start wooing the new coach before the other team who they know is going to fire their coach start wooing the guy. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous to me. I think it's real stupid.
I think I would get the last 3 weeks out of these dudes. They're getting paid anyway.
Right, they're getting paid regardless.
You're not going to work them hard the last 3 weeks and, get your money's worth, I'd say.
So, last week, right, after the Denver, what we played against?
Bears.
The Denver-Chicago game. My social media king, that's what I do. I took to Twitter and Facebook, right?
Uh-huh.
And the discussion about Tim Tebow was very interesting. You know what I mean?
So?
Very interesting. So a lot of people, my boy Brandon Black, were hit up on Twitter at the True 704 King, and some other people. We got into a discussion about Tim Tebow. To get to make a long story short, all you saw on Facebook was, "I'm tired of this Tebow crap. Tebow sucks. I hate Tebow." This is all I kept saying, right? And so I'm like, why? Why do we hate Tim Tebow so much?
I don't know.
And so basically what I was saying was, okay, everybody knows Tim Tebow is not the greatest quarterback. You can't compare him to Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. You can't do it. That's not the way he played the game. The dude is kind of like, in my opinion, I think he's just like a mascot. He's just like somebody to lift the spirits of the team. For whatever reason, and this is just me being real, for whatever reason, Tim Tebow just being out there with those guys, it makes them want to play.
It does.
It makes them want to play. Did you see Demarius catch when he was these dudes? They just putting everything out there to play for this guy. and that's why they win. And my question is, why do we hate him so much?
Well, you know why they hate Tebow, because he doesn't look like what we've been told a quarterback is supposed to look like.
Right.
He's not the savvy or elegant Tom Brady. He doesn't have the accuracy or ball control that Aaron Rodgers has.
Right.
So he doesn't look like what we've been taught that a quarterback is supposed to look like.
Right.
He's come in and said, I'm going to quarterback, but I'm going to quarterback the way according to my skill set. And I'm all for somebody who plays with know your skills.
Right.
He knows his skill set.
Well, my argument is this, right? If we talk about the shield, we talk about the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. And what the NFL's foundations and its roots and everything is built on. I think Tim Tebow embodies all of that. You know, he's a winner, and it's win at all costs. Use what you have to win. At the end of the day, it's about winning. No matter how you do it.
Right.
No matter how
as long as you don't cheat.
As long as you don't cheat, then you abide by the rules. It's a clean cut guy. I think he stands for, he represents everything the NFL stands for. And I think all the people hating on Tim Tebow, they just slowed up a little bit because I don't really see, who can stop him. I think it's only one team in the NFL that can probably beat Tim Tebow and the Broncos. And that's one team, and I think it's the Green Bay Packers, which we won't see that unless, they make it to the Super Bowl. So I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Because I look at how John Fox and Tim Tebow and the boys just completely had the Bears gone. They didn't know which way it was up, which way it was down. They didn't know what to do.
Well, first of all, I don't believe that God watches football. But if he does, he's showing up on Tebow's show.
I mean, I'm talking about some crazy stuff like, and it's funny when you say that because we talk about the play with Brandon Jacobs, what's the running back's name?
Brandon Barber.
Brandon Barber, the game is almost over and he gets the ball, he goes out of bounds. What was that about?
I mean, that's like textbook 101. You don't have to go out of bounds.
And then 3 plays in, he fumbles.
Fumbles the rock.
Come on, man. So that's why I'm thinking, we roll into this game this weekend and something crazy gonna happen where, Gronk gonna get the ball and he gonna juggle it toward the out of bounds line. Somebody gonna come up behind him, hit his elbow with their helmet, the ball gonna bounce the other way, somebody's gonna grab it, and it's gonna be over, I'm telling you. So, I don't know what happens with these games, man, but I'm telling you, look for something like that. I think this is gonna be like the biggest upset in NFL history. I think this is gonna be huge, I'm telling you. Because for whatever reason, stuff like that happens, the Broncos take full advantage of it, and they finish the game.
They play football.
They do. And I mean, people can say what they want to say, like the Stephen A. Smiths, the what's the dude, Merrill Hodge.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like they need to just look at Tim Tebow for what he is, and let everything else go.
Right. And I'm this way. If you win games, you deserve to have the opportunity to be starting quarterback and play more games.
And until you lose, dude, I mean, look at Kyle Orton. I mean, they chose to go with Kyle Orton at the beginning of the season, and they won one game with him. One game.
Right. And he's what a quarterback is supposed to look like.
Right. So
Tebow has 2 interceptions and 11 touchdowns.
Come on, man.
Nobody's record is better.
I'm down with Tebow. So I'm just saying, y'all need to leave Tebow alone. That's all I got for news and everything. And then, I decided this week just to let everybody know what's going on in case you're just trying to fix your fantasy team and you just get into the video. Got some injuries. I just got a couple key ones. Tampa Bay got Aurelius Ben, wide receiver, got concussion. He's not going to play. Albert Haynesworth's probable with a knee. Albert Haynesworth probably don't want to play anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
What defense is he on now?
No, Tampa Bay. All right, then Josh Freeman is probable. He could play. His shoulder's still kind of bothering him a little bit. Cincinnati running back Cedric Benson, he probable. Back still hurt him a little bit. We could see him. The Rams, Sam Bradford, right? Mm-hmm. Doubtful, man. Got an ankle this time. Oh, this right here is what you're really gonna love. The Giants, right? Both Ewing and Justin Tuck. Well, Ewing is out. He's not gonna play. Right? And you got Justin Tuck as of Friday, as of today. He's questionable with the toe. And then, of course, the one that everybody's talking about, Green Bay, Greg Jennings. So
and Colt McCoy is not playing.
Yeah, of course. Colt McCoy's still looking for a piece of it. You know what I'm saying?
But one piece of news that you didn't discuss that we have to discuss is this complete idiot in Chicago.
I forgot about that. Yes, that was fresh and that was new, and it wasn't up on the thing when I was pulling my news. But
Sam Hurd being cut from Chicago Bears for trying to buy $500,000 worth of cocaine and weed.
You know, I'm just saying, I don't know what this contract
Really?
looks like. I'm just saying, tough times, man. It's hard times.
You're not making no excuses.
I'm just saying, we had a recession on top of a lockout. Okay, I'm saying like I
know people that have been laid off for more than a year. Don't tell me nothing about no recession and lockout.
This dude didn't even know where his family's next meal was coming from. I'm just saying, you know, he's a hustler.
And so your idea is to go play gangster and buy drugs?
I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's what he decided to do. So I guess he didn't really catch much better than that.
26 years old. He's gonna be sitting in jail.
Yeah.
He tried to buy 2.2 pounds.
I bet when the police rolled up on him, his whole career flashed before his eyes, all the way from Pop Warner to elementary, middle school, college.
If you're gonna be that stupid to do that, why don't you get a little runner? How many drug dealers go buy drugs themselves? Get you a runner.
Get you a little dude from the hood, man. Hit him off, let him go get it. So somebody else, I don't know.
The little dude from the hood probably would have known they were po-po instead of getting busted by undercover.
That's pretty stupid, and good luck to him. I'm saying, you know, that was dumb, you know what I mean? So
Sam Hurd.
Right, that's terrible, dude. That sucks.
Come on,
man. All right, this is the good part of the show, right? We finally got through all of that stuff, and to get to the part that's good, which I don't know how good it's gonna be because I'm still, was it 7 still?
10 behind.
10, oh Lord.
And just to let everybody know, we did pick the Thursday night game on Thursday. We both did pick Atlanta because they were home. So we got that win. So that's one in the bank.
That's one in the bank. So
okay.
You know, I'm good with that. But it ain't really going to help because you picked them too.
Yeah. So, Saturday game is Dallas at Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So, if Dallas don't win, that's when Jason Garrett gets fired. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's going to fire him.
I think he'll get fired.
Let me tell you what happened.
The last 2 weeks been super embarrassing for this team.
If they fire Jason Garrett, then to me it starts to look like there's a problem with general manager. I think he now has to start taking some of the blame because he keeps hiring these loser coaches.
Right.
So something is I think he begins to look bad, Jerry Jones.
Well, I think he's been looking bad ever since back into the Jimmy Johnson days. He's been looking bad. But this is the thing. He got Ryan, what's the dude with the hair, Rex Ryan's brother? Yeah. He chomping at the bit, he's just ready to stab Jason Garrett in the back. He's ready to do it.
Well, what goes around comes around.
He is ready to do it. And I'm telling you, I think Jerry Jones looking at him is like, well, you know, this dude just blew 2 games in a row at the very last minute of the game. If this dude do this to me one more time, I'm firing him. I'm just going to go ahead and let Ryan get it in and see what he can do. I mean, even if you don't fire him, I think Jason Garrett gets fired regardless. I think Jason Garrett gets fired. Win, lose, or draw, at the end of the season, he's gone. He will not be head coach next season. I don't think so.
Okay.
You know,
so who are you picking for the game, though?
Well, I mean, you know, I hate to see the Cowboys win anything, right? But, I mean, they can't lose this one. So I'm picking the Cowboys. They just can't. It's too much on the line. They got these playoff implications going up against New York. And then they got their coach. They fight. They got to play for their coach.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, they get
I'm going with Tampa Bay. Because Tampa Bay needs to win this one as well. There has been talk about Raheem Morrison being fired, which I think is unfair.
Very unfair.
But I think Tampa Bay has something to prove as well. Right. So I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Well, you know, this was bad about Tampa Bay, right? So, you know, we was talking.
And they're at home.
We were talking way in the beginning of the season how Tampa Bay didn't do anything in the offseason except let a bunch of people go and just keep redo what's the name's deal, Barber's deal or whatever.
Right.
And, you know,
you said it was a mistake.
Yeah, and the sad part about it is that Raheem Morris had nothing to do with that. His hands was tied.
Right.
So
the coach doesn't pick the players. That's the GM.
I don't think he'll get fired though. I think he'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Cincinnati at St. Louis.
Okay, yeah, Cincinnati, but they are pretty much out of the playoff picture now, ain't they?
No, they're not. They have an opportunity.
Okay.
You know that whole this one lose.
Right. So I mean,
but not by their own.
I want them to make it to the playoffs, man. I really do.
Carolina at Houston. I thought Houston was at Carolina.
I thought they were playing here too. So I guess not, right? But man, TJ Yates, man, this dude's been phenomenal since taking the start, right? But you know, I think Carolina have a real strong bounce back right here. This Carolina defense is, oh my God, it's atrocious.
It really is.
It is horrible.
Houston on this one.
I can't go Houston just because Carolina is my team. I can't do it. I want to see Cam Newton, the boys, you know, recover. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, how many times have I picked against the Giants?
Once or twice.
Yeah, you gotta make a smart pick.
But they can win this one.
This is why you're 10 behind.
They can win this one.
Make a smart pick.
They gonna win this. The smart pick is Carolina. Cam Newton, 422.
Okay. Seattle at Chicago.
Seattle and Chicago. I think Seattle been looking good lately.
Who Seattle been playing?
It don't matter who they've been playing against, right? They've been looking good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, they can win this one easy.
Going to Seattle?
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle too.
Yeah,
I think Chicago has too much turmoil. And that little Haney, whatever
right, Haney is awful. Marion Barber, man, he was so embarrassed last week. I don't blame him, man. They were showing like coaching.
Haney had to comfort him.
I know. Yeah, I saw that, right?
Yeah. Throwing interception is comforting the dude.
I look at the picture, I was like, these are two losers.
Yeah.
Look at these idiots.
Okay. Tennessee at Indianapolis.
All right, that's
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I always want to say Indiana.
All right, what do you think of basketball? It's too early, right? Yeah, so Tennessee, I'm going with Tennessee. This is not, if Indy gonna get one, it won't be against the Titans. No.
Oh, that's terrible. Washington and New York Giants.
Okay, the Giants gonna get this one. Yeah.
Green Bay at Kansas City.
Okay, Green Bay get this one easy. Yeah.
But Cal Orton is starting.
All right. Okay. That's cool. Brand new coach. Brand new quarterback. Going up against Super Bowl champion, undefeated Super Bowl champion. It's gonna be like 105-6. You know what I'm saying?
Miami and Buffalo.
I see Buffalo taking this one.
Okay, I'm going Miami.
Yeah, Miami's been looking great, but I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why the coach got fired. They put a complete beat down on somebody a couple weeks ago.
He was fired at the beginning of the season.
Well, he was. Yeah,
and they were looking for other coaches.
Right.
So you going Buffalo?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
New Orleans at Minnesota.
New Orleans.
Yeah. Detroit at Oakland.
All right, we get Dominic and Sue back. I wonder whose teeth he gonna knock out this week. But I don't know. I'm going with the Lions on this one. I'm going with the Lions on this one.
Cleveland and Arizona.
Cleveland and Arizona. Oh man, I guess from Arizona. Cleveland just ain't doing nothing.
Now the game of the week. New England at Denver.
New England at Denver. Okay, so look, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my football guru cap real quick. This is how this game's gonna play out.
Okay.
This is how it's gonna play out. You're gonna see a million shots of Tom Brady sitting on the bench, just sitting there mad because Tim Tebow and them gonna hold the ball for like 37, 40 minutes of the game. And of course, in quarters 1 through 3, the Denver Broncos ain't gonna be able to do nothing with the ball.
Right.
Maybe the defense will score a touchdown or they get a couple field goals or whatever, but Tom Brady gonna be on the bench. And because Tom Brady gonna be on the bench, I see the Broncos winning this one by like a field goal again. Maybe not overtime this time. But that's how it's going to play. If that is not John Fox's game plan going into this game, he is crazy. That's the only way you're going to be able to beat this team.
That was my pick this week.
Yeah. I was going with Denver.
I was going with Denver, and I feel like I'm going with Denver. And I know people are like, no way, Tom Brady.
Right. Tom Brady can't score if he's on the bench.
He can't score if he's on the bench. And one thing that has been proven true all year is that New England Patriots defense
is awful.
Terrible.
I think that that's by stats. The New England defense is actually worse than the Carolina Panthers.
That's right. They're the worst ranked defense in the NFL. And I just think that Tebow is going to take advantage of that bad defense.
Absolutely.
I do.
But they can't do it with big plays, though. They got to do it very slow, very methodically.
They got to dink and dunk down the field. Okay. We're on 4 facts. The Jets at Philly.
Ooh, Philadelphia playing spoiler, right? Michael Vick is questionable. They ain't got nothing to play for but pride. You look at the reputation or whatever. I think they win. Just to put a damper in the Jets. I mean, I think the Jets are poised to win. I just don't think they're going to get it done. I just think that, the Eagles will come out and actually play. And they'll win this game.
The only reason why I'm picking Philadelphia is because I'm tired of hearing about 10-17. I think that's the lamest.
It ain't lame. It ain't lame. Them dudes, you need to look their stats up. Them dudes are...
I got flexible on my fantasy.
Right.
He's got me nothing.
Well, look,
17 has not taken off for the last 2 weeks.
He only had for the flight. You still
so look, if you was flying from here to Florida, would you want half of the injured?
I would, but the thing is, though, I would rather at least one of them wide receivers be doing something, instead of neither one of them.
10-17 is going down.
I like flight 10-17. I want that to catch on. See if we can get that to trend on Twitter.
That's lame. Baltimore and San Diego.
Baltimore only because Baltimore got to win. The Chargers, Philip Rivers on that nonsense about them winning out, whatever. That ain't gonna be enough.
I'm actually picking San Diego this week. I think they are gonna provide the upset.
Look at that.
And I think because Rivers is playing really well, and to me, Flacco, I'm just not on that team.
What about Ray Rice?
But and that's true. But do they know to hand off the ball? And sometimes it seems like they want this quarterback that's this great arm and great throw. It's not.
Well, look, to be straight up though, Joe Flacco does have a cannon. It's just his aim. You need to get like some infrared beams or something. You need to get the right people instead of throwing all the interceptions all the time. But I'm just saying, Joe Flacco can throw the rock. He can. You know what I mean? But I think
his own team though. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll win this one on the back of Ray Rice. They get this.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to San Diego. Right. Okay, so the Monday night game is Pittsburgh Steelers at San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. Now the Niners though, man, I think they can be spoilers here. I think they can, and I think they will be spoilers here. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to provide a nice little easy get the foot in the door for Cincinnati because they're gonna take these boys out.
I think they are. Yeah. I'm going 49ers this week. I think too because they lost to the Ravens. Mm-hmm. This is the next one from the same division. Mm-hmm. I think they feel like they have to beat somebody in that division. They're definitely
gonna beat somebody, right? Because suppose you say they supposedly is the best team in the division, but they ain't beat nobody in the division. Right. So what's going on there?
I'm just like
the only one who've been beating people in the division has been Baltimore. Baltimore's been the one spanking everybody. So I don't know. I think I definitely need who is it?
49ers.
The 49ers because I need all the help I can get to Cincinnati. You know what I mean? So I need the boys to get in there, man.
Okay, that's the week lineup.
Not bad. The Denver game looks like it's gonna be a highlight. There's some good ones in there.
Yeah,
so it should probably be exciting. Yeah, it should be, right?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, you ready for that?
I'm ready.
So we been thinking about another concept for the 4 weeks of the playoffs into the Super Bowl. We're gonna try to see how it work out. The new show, Love and Football, so we can kind of get a little bit more, people can kind of get to know us, a little bit better. Stay tuned for that. Probably the first week of the playoffs, we had a first show up. Be on the lookout for that. We are also going for the ladies. I know we've been kind of teased out a little bit. It's been like 3 weeks since we gave you another NFL pink. Promise you, we're gonna get you one. And the following this week coming, we're gonna get you another NFL pink. Be on the lookout for that. We actually missed post game my show last week. We actually was able to kind of keep on schedule, except for last week. Actually, it was a little hectic. Didn't get it done. We will have some discussion, some Q&A with my Twitter and Facebook people this week. So that's all we got. And again, our sponsor SatelliteDirect.com, which I think was probably our last week of SatelliteDirect.com. But if you haven't got a chance to check it out yet, please go check it out. And the link to the description will be in, and link to the site will be in the description below. All right, man. Enjoy the football games, and we will see y'all next week. Peace. Good. He was watching that first.